Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm sorry, you see I have not played this game in a while. I finally decided to take a break. So I took, I think, about a week's break from this game, a week, almost 2 weeks break from Dragonrider, because there's just been so much going on. I was playing, I think, 6 or 7 games. I was playing Dragonrider, Solo Leveling, Honkai Star Rail, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Wuthering Waves, Elden Ring, and one other game I've forgotten. I don't really remember. So it's been a lot of games. So I decided to take a break from everything because I was feeling absolutely burnt out. Today we're actually going to be playing, not playing, actually we're going to be checking out the new changes made to some classes in Dragonrider. I just felt like using the assassin to explain some of the changes. It felt right for me because assassin is kind of like one of my favorite classes. So we're gonna jump over to Discord right now. All right, here we are. This is Dragonrider's official Discord. If you want to join the Discord, I can leave a link to it in the comment section and probably the description of this video, so you can just use that so you can receive this news a lot earlier. So here we have it. It was posted, I think, how many days ago? 3 days ago. I'm sorry, I saw the post a long while ago, even before it was posted here, but I was too tired to make any video about it, so I was still on holiday. So here we have a maintenance where there's class adjustment. This is one of the things, and this is what we'll talk about in this video. Now there are certain classes that have been buffed, like I said earlier, but not all class. The first is, of course, the game's poster child and favorite class, the Blademaster, which received an increase in damage for all their skills. Every single skill this class has received a damage boost. So now the Blademaster is doing a lot more damage than it was before. Hooray! Yay! Happy for everybody that uses Blademaster. Screw this class. I'm kidding. So they have 2 skills basically that have received a big boost. It's their Diagonal Slash and Roundhouse Kill. And we can check those skills over here. So this is Roundhouse Kill. This is the skill that they've received a big buff into. It slashes your sword in a circular motion and also has a chance to, it also inflicts any of this freeze, burn, and shock, which also leads to this next thing right here, which increases the duration of the shock effect. So if you don't know, as a Blademaster, you could actually just choose to go between electricity, that's shocking your opponent, freezing your opponent, or burning your opponents, and this seems to promote electrocuting them a lot more than the others for now, but I'm sure they buffed some of the other things. Now for the other skill, which is the Diagonal Slash, I think it's a second reiteration of one of these other skills. I don't remember exactly which one. I think it might be one of these. I don't remember exactly, but that's basically what it is. And then we can see they have a nice change to their talent, which basically just increases the damage they deal by 10% to those afflicted with Cherry Blossom. And Cherry Blossom for the Blademaster is this first skill here, Sakura Slay. It has a chance, yeah, it is target explosive Cherry Blossom is present, so you need to make sure you have the deep talent, or rather not deep talent, the talent points that, I think it's the C-level talent points that inflicts Cherry Blossom on your opponent. So spamming your number 1 skill will be a lot more helpful now, which will help you do a lot more damage as the Blademaster. So they have a little more defense reduction here, which just helps them stay alive longer, as if the Blademasters are not already surviving long enough. But anyway, of course, give them more buffs. Then we have the Advanced Oral Slash, which is still related to Cherry Blossom and the Ephemeral Beauty skill that increases the damage you deal. There you go, say by 1% per level, and each Cherry Blossom explosion reduces the target's hit rate by 1%, stacking up to 5 times. That's 5% there. So this is pretty good. I think per level this means you can increase this deep talent maybe 5 times, I think. So 5% damage dealt increase, which is actually very nice. Then we have another deep talent here, the level 130 deep talent, Sheath. It has been renamed to Sheath, and it gives you damage reduction, unbreakable damage reduction, 2% per level, and I think maybe you can get it up to 3 or 5 times. If it's 5 times, you get 10% damage reduction. If it's 3 times, then you get, I believe, 6% damage reduction, which is absolutely amazing for the Blademasters. And finally, you have a buff for the ice damage. Remember I said the Blademasters could freeze, they could shock, and they could burn opponents, and now we are seeing a buff for the freeze. We saw one for the shock, now there's the freeze one here, which actually increases the damage dealt to frozen enemies by 5%. So if you go for the freeze build, you will do 5% damage to frozen enemy, but you need to get the opponent frozen first to actually, you know, do this. Then you have the Turmoil, which large touchy skills deal 3% more damage per level to the burning or shocked targets. I think maybe going for shocked might be the best build because you have more buffs to shocks rather than just just to freeze, and shocking I think can be more triggered than freezing opponents. It's still okay. I don't really know why they're still buffing the Blademasters. No offense to Blademaster mains, but I don't know why. This class is already good enough. I think it's kind of balanced now, but with this buff it will be better than normal. There are many other classes I think deserve these buffs, but let's move on to the assassin. The assassin has an increased damage for all its skills as well, which is absolutely amazing. And then we have this that reduces the CDR rate of opponents by 2%, stacking up 10 times. That's like 20% CDR reduction, and it's gonna stack up 5 times here to reduce. So it's just basically reducing CDRs of opponents. I don't really know if that is that great, because most classes don't really care that much about CDR now, especially the most reigning classes. So maybe this is just an extra FU to the soul dancers, but it's might be useful later on. Then Void Storm, we got super armor when we switch to the shadow form, a ranged super armor when we switch to the hunter's form, rather, not shadow form. So when we switch to our long range mode, we get a ranged super armor that keeps us, one sec, I gotta do this. Alright, so when we switch to our hunter mode, we get a super armor. This is it, a ranged super armor that keeps us, you know, kind of immune to stun and everything. Long range stun skills, not close range stun skills like skills of the Blademaster. So the super armor stays for pretty long actually. This is actually pretty nice. So if you want to keep the super armor on, if you want to keep yourself immune to stun from close range skills by the Blademaster and stuff, you will need to dash or double jump to give yourself that extra super armor protection. So we get that super armor until we switch into the physical form. That's until we switch into this other shadow form here. And then we have grants melee super armor until back to hunter form. Nice. Really? And they updated the super armor we gain after breaking invisibility. So I'm gonna switch. I don't see any super armor here, but I think maybe when we break the that's a lot of new damage reduction. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go back to it and just break that. We are not glowing at all. Oh, we don't glow normally, so we can't see the super armor glow on ourselves right now until everything wears up. But I saw a tarot, like a card showing up above me. It's kind of like one of the buffs probably we've gotten. There we go, that's the card. So that's actually pretty good. So summary, in this form, when you switch to this long range stage, you get long range super armor that protects you from long range stuns. And when you switch over here and you break invisibility, you get the super armor that protects you from close range stuns. So pretty nice until you switch back to this. And we have Shadow Strike, removes control effect on your... Oh, finally, that is so good. Wait, I think Shadow Strike is this one. Where is it? This one, our spamming skill. So if we get stunned, this can remove the control effect. Oh, that alone is a big game changer. I gotta make sure that is Shadow Strike. Yes, it is Shadow Strike. I was thinking it was this one, but it's Soul Fissure. So that is a great buff for assassins right now. Compared to every other thing, add that with the super armors. That is amazing, awesome. Now, please hope we deal more damage with our skills, because if not, it's going to suck, because we still will just die before we can do anything, even if we breeze through the stuns and every other stuff. And then we have Moonlight Blade. Oh, Moonlight Blade is now kind of like control in a way. This one is drags enemies closer to it, so it's not just, it can't just be ignored as it was before. Now when you use it, any enemy that's close to it will get dragged into the center. I see the whirlwind around it. Okay, that's a lot better now. That's actually a lot better. And it also deals 10% more damage, which is pretty cool. Then we have increased damage dealt to monsters by 20% per level. Okay, that is okay. That's for PvE. So maybe the assassin will be ranking a little higher up there now with in PvE. And let's see where we have, what else we have. Multi-strike, earthquake breaks the target's damage boost and damage reduction by 3% per level for 4 seconds. Okay, I love that. Okay, so if you do not know what multi-strike earthquake is for this assassin, it's mainly one of the special things that proc when our actual multi-strike stat is high enough. It triggers from us attacking with AoE skills, mostly because, you know, it's kind of a chance-based stuff, and the assassin can trigger it more than almost any other class in this game. So you just deal additional damage. So whenever this triggers, we deal extra damage now, which is absolutely amazing. And it's not just that, but also it reduces our opponent's damage reduction and also breaks damage boost. So this is kind of like a counter to the Blademaster in a way. So maybe this will give us assassins a little more chance against Blademasters compared to before, where it was just super difficult for assassins to defeat Blademasters. It will still be difficult now. I'm not saying it won't be, but it might just give us a little more chance. So that being said, I think this particular buff is talking about a deep talent. Let us search over here for, I think it is this one. Oh, there we go. Multi strike, earthquake, breaks the target's damage boost and damage reduction by a fixed percentage. So now finally, maybe I would remove some of the other things I think upgraded here that I wasn't supposed to upgrade, and we can finally upgrade this one, which seems actually pretty good. 4 times. So I think uproot all evils as well, takes less damage from target with hunt mark. Oh, that's new. That's new. Also, I just noticed while searching for this, I saw here increased damage dealt to monsters. So this is for PvE right here. But we will need to unlock it to actually get this one and to get this one. So it kind of sucks that we have to waste 4 of this over here, but it's no problem. Maybe I might make a new deep talent for the higher levels for assassin. But so far, right now, this is actually pretty good. This is absolutely amazing. Also, the multi-strike at Fenris stop buff is actually pretty good. I like that. I think that's everything for the assassin. Yeah, that's everything for the assassin. Okay, next we have the Reaper. What the fudge? Why is the Reaper's own buff like the smallest so far? What is this? You have all this for the Blademaster, all this for the assassin, and the Reaper just get this. Also, where is our damage? All class increases all class skill damage. We don't have any all class skill damage increase. Really? Why? We need that more than most of. Why does the Blademaster get a damage boost and the Reaper doesn't get it? Annihilation significantly increased skill. What the fudge? Who gets hit by Annihilation? What the hell is this? Why is this getting a buff? Why isn't it getting a damage reduction buff? Why is it even getting a significantly increased skill? Who in the past 4 years of this game release has been hit by Annihilation consistently, willingly in this game when they saw it? Who gets hit by Annihilation? Also, okay, one sec. While I'm ranting, I think I should show you guys, for anyone that doesn't know what Annihilation is, and let's check it out over here. We have the Reaper, and this is Annihilation. It's the skill that you blast while you can still move around. It's no one gets hit by this. Even I barely use this skill at this point of the game because you just left yourself vulnerable most times. I only use it sometimes when I'm far from my opponents to get the little damage reduction. But what the fudge, man? Why is this what is getting buff? Buff our freaking number 1. Where is it? Not that one. Destruction Blast. Buff Destruction Blast. Why are you buffing Annihilation? It has like 60 seconds, 320 seconds cooldown. Nobody uses that. What is... Okay, maybe they are better buffs. I'm just spitballing. Hopefully this significantly is actually significant. I'm just saying, hopefully this significantly is actually significant because this is BS. Let's see, Grim Scythe added new effect, increases this skill's damage by 1% for every... Really? What? Really? You're buffing this? The skill that can miss? When was the last time someone got hit by a freaking Grim Scythe? What the... Who's making these changes, man? This is ridiculous. Why are you buffing that? I barely even use that skill. It's not even... Okay, maybe that explains why they're buffing it, because we barely use the skills. Okay, 1% for every hard points left. Okay, so maybe we switch to the blue skill state and we immediately use it. That means we have 100% hard points. That means 100% damage buff to the Grim Scythe, which, okay, sounds kind of good. But will it hit the opponent? We will be able to do a lot of... Like, why are we... What is this? This is all we get? Look at all what the assassins got. Look at all what the freaking Blademasters got. They got all of this. And you're just giving us Annihilation and Grim Scythe buffs. I'm sorry, I know that I'm speedballing for so long now, but this is disappointing, man. This is why I took a break from this game. It's just disappointment upon disappointment. No offense, but this sucks. But let's see the talent. Surging Energy added a new effect. Every 15 hard points reduces all skills cooldown by 2%. Do we even use cooldown? I thought the Reaper is not affected by CDR. The only thing that is affected by CDR is actually our hard points, how fast we gain hard points. The skills, their cooldown is their cooldown. They can't be reduced. Does this affect the cooldown? We have to check this, I believe. But so far, all this has been trash. All this has been trash. Maybe the Grim side is kind of okay, but every other thing is just big trash. We have the deep talent, increased damage dealt to scared. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Who gets scared in 2025 by the Reaper? When was the last? I don't even remember the last time I got scared by a Reaper skill. We're going to be dead before our opponents get scared. With all the super ammo and everything, how are we going to scare our opponents? Staying close to them, we'll just get killed. This is useless. Collapse added a new effect. Demon Chain reduces the target super ammo, but are you no, this isn't right. This isn't right. This isn't a buff. This is a death sentence for the Reaper. This isn't a buff. You want us to stick too close to our opponents when you want us to stick close to a freaking performer as a Reaper? You want us to stick close to an Inkmancer? We're gonna get eaten by the freaking tank rock and the Thomas snake. What is this? This isn't a buff. This isn't right. This is. We'll be dead before their super ammo is removed. We'll be dead before this. Oh my gosh. All right. AP changes effect to Destruction Blast, reduce target shield by 3% per level, and Grimside dispels the target's shield. Okay, so Grimside, the damage is it receives 2 buffs. It's not just damage; it's also removal of shields. Okay, does it remove immunity shields as well? That would be pretty good. Then Destruction Blast reduce target shield by 3 levels. Destruction Blast is this our first Q here. So it didn't get a damage buff. It just got a removal of shield. So great, we are now debuffers. That's what the Reapers are. We're literally just debuffers. The Reaper is just to remove your opponent's super ammo. That's what it's to do, is to scare your opponent, and it's to remove shields. I think that's what the Reaper is now. Wonderful, wonderful buff. 10 out of 10. I love it. This is trash, by the way. I'm being sarcastic. This is the worst buff ever given to the Reaper class. You could have just left it the way it was. All of this is nothing. This is the boatload of the Blademaster got all of this, and you giving us this. What are we supposed to do with this? Die? Go and hug a Blademaster? Hug an Inkmancer or a performer?
A few moments later,
we got the Illusionist next, and Showtime increased skill. Oh, are you freaking kidding me right now? You gave it an increase. Okay, I understand the Illusionist needs a little buff because it's not as strong as it was before. So I'll stick with it. You do realize what you're doing by doing this, right? Okay. Then we have Cube Cage significantly increased. Why?
What the fuck?
You guys do remember this was the one-hit kill skill before. This was a one-hit kill skill. Why are you significantly increasing the damage of this? Why is... Okay, added a new effect. Each cast does not reset buffs. And what? Wait, what? Gift of Destiny does not reset buff. And low tier buffs do not reset high tier buffs. That is insanely good for the Illusionist. That's a great ass buff. Before, if you don't know, before using the Gift of Destiny was kind of like a big gamble, because whatever buff you have gotten before will just be reset, and maybe you might get a bad buff. Maybe you might get a buff that you don't want, or you don't need, or you don't fancy. So right now, making it that it doesn't reset older buffs, and it doesn't replace, like getting weaker buffs do not replace better buffs, it's actually pretty good. That is actually amazing. Multi-strike wildcard, fix abnormal trigger issues, okay, and change its effects to gains damage reduction based on the number of fantasy stars, up to 20% damage reduction.
Oh god!
If you guys do not understand, fantasy stars are gained when you cast, I think this, Showtime. I think it's Showtime, I don't remember. It's been a long while since I actually used this class, but I believe you could get fantasy stars very, very easily. Very easily. Fantasy stars is kind of like filling your bar for the Dragonrider. It's what you need to fill here, and also for the performer class, and I think some other class for the Reaper as well. We have a bar here we need to fill in our skill, our hard points. But for the Illusionist, it's just 5 things here that you need to fill, and you can fill them super fast in, I think, is it 4 seconds or so, depending on your build. And giving them 20% damage reduction for having that. That is insane. This is the shortest buffs given and the best buffs given out of everything here so far. The Illusionist has been buffed so well. There are 2 buffs right here that are so good. This Dove Pan change and also the Gift of Destiny change is amazing. I don't know about the significantly increased skill damage for Cube Cage, but this is crazy. Also, I'm just realizing we skipped some other classes. Wait a minute. We went from the Blademaster to the Assassin and then the Reaper. What about the Gunslinger? What about the Sword Dancer just got buffed, so it's kind of okay. What about the Fighter? The Fighter is as... Hello? Why did they buff the Blademaster and not the Fighter? Does this even still work in this game? What about the Puppeteers? Are we skipping the Puppeteer and the Phantom? Wait, really? Really? What about the Phantom Sound? What about the Skateboarders? They just jumped all of that to the Illusionist? Really? This isn't right. Maybe more buffs will be released later, but that's not right. Just jumped to the Visioneer now. Okay. Extend the duration of super ammo provided by... Oh, come on. Source code to 1.5 seconds. Okay. That's not that good. There we go. Source code. Aha. I really don't remember this, but when you switch from the red skill state to the yellow skill state, you get super ammo, and it's from source code, and it gives you the super ammo for a couple seconds. I don't want to read all of this, but now they've extended it, so it's nothing too crazy. And next we have Wall Breaker, gains a range super ammo until the combat form is switched. That is very good for the Visioneer, because I believe they were already having melee range super ammo, but now they are giving them a range state super ammo, which is pretty good. Then we have suppression and dimension gravity. Adding effect for each target reduced, the damage is increased by, oh my god, 15%. That is... Wait a minute, you're buffing suppression with 15% damage increase? No!
No! God,
no!
Please, no!
Isn't this suppression the one, the execution skill? You're giving it a 15% damage? Nah, man. That is so cool. And then dimension gravity is the big AoE stun one. Also, this needed damage boost. I would understand, but this why not just buff every single class and make every class overpowered at this point? Because right now it's getting weird. Anyway, we have Dimension Wall, change its effect to gain melee super ammo from Wall Breaker. Okay, so Wall Breaker gives you super melee super ammo and range super ammo. Pretty good. And next we have the Shadow. Oh gosh, are you kidding me? The Shadow Fencer is getting a buff. Okay, this is gonna be scary. Chant of Brambles, change its effect to each stack of Shadow Echo, grants 5% physical. That's a lot of buff. Stacking up to 25 times. So this is the Shadow Fencer. I think Shadow of Echo, Chant of Brambles. Oh, there we go. Shadow of Echo. Whenever you summon your clones by using this Blade of Will or any of this skill, Kiss of Gale, that actually brings out your clones. Once your Moon Shadow disappears, that's what your clone is called. It grants you 1 Shadow of Echo, and each stack of this Shadow of Echo grants you 5% attack, 4% speed, and 0.8% damage reduction for 5 seconds, stacking up to 25 times. So that means most Shadow Fencers will be stacking this up to the 25 times, because trust me, they can do it. They can. This class can definitely do this. So 25 times of this, they can get 125% physical attack boost. That is too much damage for the Shadow Fencer. The Shadow Fencer is kind of back with just this alone, if they can survive long enough to use it. Holy Glory, reduced energy cost to 1 point. That is insane. Holy Glory, that's it. Holy Glory, and that's not good. It's there are stuff that removes control effects, and this is actually pretty crazy. It just costs 1 energy point now, which is insane. And then we have talents, Blade Edge, where is it? Blade Wheel and Sharp Sword, that's their first skill, I believe. Have a 30% chance to grant 1 stack of Echo, which will buff this first thing again, which is crazy. And then we have the Blade Force, another deep talent. For every 1 remaining energy point when releasing Holy Glory, which is this one right here, extends the duration of super ammo and counterattack by 1 second and increases the chance of counterattack by 20%. Wonderful. So it means before, when you were attacking this class, you had a chance for them not even attacking you, just you attacking them. They have a chance for you to be silenced. They have a chance for you to be stunned, and just by you attacking them. And now they've increased this chance of it proccing by 20%. This isn't saying the chance is 20%. It just increases the already increased chance by 20%. Which is crazy. And then the duration of super ammo, so they are almost always going to be in super ammo as well, which again, crazy. And then they get 20% unbreakable damage reduction. Not good at all. 3 energy points, and they become invulnerable for 1 second. 4 energy points, they become invulnerable for 2. This isn't right. So if this class keeps doing their spam attack, like the quick attack and run away strategy, they are untouchable with this buff. Who allowed this? This is not right. This blade force it's too powerful. This should not have been added. All right, then we have finally Kiss of Gale also restricts the target's maximum movement speed to 4 meters per second for 2 seconds. Really? So we can't even run away from them easily? That's not right. That's a nice buff, actually. That's a nice buff. Look at this. This isn't cool at all. It's not right. Dragonrider fixed an issue where undispellable super armors of Dragon Dance form and Spear Mastery form could be abnormally dispelled. Oh, finally they are fixing that. Okay, because I was complaining about that. Our undispellable super armor are being dispelled. It doesn't make sense. And then we have fixed an issue where certain passives activated abnormally under specific conditions. I'm not sure about that, so I won't talk about it. But is that all for the Dragonrider? We do not get any buff or anything at all? Really? Dragonrider is probably going to become weaker than the Shadow Fencer at this point. Then the Inkmancer fixed an issue where skill cooldowns were not reset upon resurrection under specific conditions. Okay, this is okay. It doesn't need any buff. Heck, it might need a debuff. Then the Performer class. You know what? I can leave the Inkmancer the way it is because they buffed the Shadow Fencer a little too much. This is too much buff for the Shadow Fencer and the Visioneer. These two classes have been given too much buffs. It's not right compared to what we got as Reaper. I'm still complaining about this. This is BS actually. And finally, we have the Performer talents. They fixed an issue with their 8-tier talent, Arclight, and Gathering Storm failed to activate damage boost under specific conditions. Probably it's maybe the effect when you are tapping the skill so fast that you skip the animations. Probably. Then we have fixed an issue with 8-tier talent, Heavenly Drum, and an issue where Gathering Storm failed to pull enemies under. Yeah, I have experienced that when testing out the skill. My opponents could just walk through Gathering Storm, which actually sucks. And if anyone doesn't know what Gathering Storm is, it is this blue skill here. It's amazing skill. It's supposed to deal damage and AoE pull opponents into it. It's kind of like an OA drag or stun, but it's people were just walking through it most times whenever I used it. So is that it? That is it. I don't like this at all. It's a great buff for some classes. It's not cool at all. But anyway, those were all the changes to all the classes in the game. I'm sorry this was a long video. I apologize for that. I ranted enough because I wanted to get my thoughts out. There will probably be a new tier list, probably. I don't think the tier list will have much changes to it, but just know, I'll give you a quick hint here. The Shadow Fencer is definitely going higher on the list now. Let me know how you're doing with all the new classes. I haven't experimented with them, and just you might have to wait a little while longer for some other videos to be released because I'm gonna try to not over exhaust myself by rushing making content continuously for all the games, especially Dragonrider, because guide content takes a lot of stress, a lot of time out of me. So I might not be making much of them as I used to before, back to back and stuff. It might just be one every week or two in a week or so maybe. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take it easy guys, have a lovely time, and bye-byes.